How did a teacher's pet get completely owned? So, I was in 10th grade when this kid, Ethan Cooper, basically controlled our entire AP history class. He had this weird relationship with Mr. Jenkins, where he'd get to grade our quizzes, update the whiteboard assignments, and even sit behind the teacher's desk during lunch to help organize materials. Ethan wasn't the smartest kid in class, but he was definitely the most eager to please. Every morning he'd arrive 30 minutes early just to set up Mr. Jenkins's projector and arrange handouts. If someone's phone buzzed during lecture, Ethan would immediately shoot them this death glare and whisper, "Really?" loud enough for everyone to hear. But here's the thing that made everyone hate him. Ethan had this notebook where he'd write down everything. And I mean everything. If you yawned too much, if you forgot to bring a pencil, if you asked to use the bathroom twice in 1 week, all of it went into his little green notebook. At first we thought he was just being a psycho-perfectionist, but then weird stuff started happening. Ashley got marked absent even though she was definitely in class that day. When she tried to explain it to Mr. Jenkins, he said his records showed she wasn't there for roll call. Ethan just shrugged and said maybe she came in late and forgot. Then, Josh got detention for disrupting class on a day when he literally didn't say a single word. Mr. Jenkins showed him the behavior log that Ethan kept, and sure enough, Josh's name was there with a note about talking during the Revolutionary War video. But the thing that made me really suspicious happened during our midterm review session. Ethan was passing out study guides when he stopped at my desk. "Here's yours," he said, but something felt off about how he handed it to me. Everyone else got theirs placed down normally, but mine was kind of slid across the desk in this weird way. When I looked at it later, I noticed there were pencil marks erased on the back. Really faint, but definitely there. Like someone had written something and then tried to cover it up. That's when I started paying closer attention to Ethan during class. And I noticed he had this pattern. Every time Mr. Jenkins would step out to make copies or talk to another teacher in the hallway, Ethan would get up from his special seat and walk around the room. He'd act like he was collecting papers or cleaning the whiteboard, but his eyes were always scanning our desks. One day I decided to test something. I left a fake note on my desk that said, "Ethan is watching us," in really obvious handwriting. When Mr. Jenkins left for his usual copy run, I watched Ethan make his rounds. He stopped at my desk, read the note, and his face went completely red. But instead of saying something to me, he just kept walking. The next day, I got called to Mr. Jenkins's office during lunch. He had this serious expression and was holding a piece of paper. "Did you write this note about another student?" he asked, showing me my fake message. I was confused. "Where did you find that?" "Ethan brought it to me. He said you were trying to start rumors about him." But here's what Ethan didn't know. I had actually written the note in pencil and then traced over it with pen. When you write over pencil with pen, it leaves tiny indentations on the paper underneath. I told Mr. Jenkins to flip the paper over and look closely at the back. There, pressed into the paper from my original pencil marks, was a completely different message in Ethan's handwriting. "Josh talks during videos. Give detention." Mr. Jenkins' face went white. "Ethan wrote on the back of your note?" "No," I said. "Ethan stole this from my desk, used the back to forge behavior reports about other students, then tried to turn it in as evidence against me." That afternoon, Mr. Jenkins called Ethan into his office. 20 minutes later, Ethan came back to class crying. Turns out Ethan had been using his special privileges to steal scraps of paper from our desks and write fake behavior reports on the back of them. The handwriting analysis from the office confirmed everything.